cultural diversity today, looking back and projects. Now, the first one, looking back. Pronunciation, listen and mark.
Looking back. Pronunciation. 1. Listen to some sentences and put the mark before the stressed syllable in the words below. Escort. Protest. Contract. Import. Object.
Okay, we have an object.
Object.
Okay.
Now, the second main part of looking back today, vocabulary and completion, is the first activity.
Vocabulary. Complete the passage with one of the words, phrases from the box.
Now track. A friend of mine told me a funny story on the day he met his. So the first one is wife. Rose. He asked her out on a date. They began to spend a lot of time together and gradually they fell in love. 1 year later, they decided to get married. Track's family were very pleased when he introduced his fiancée to them, and Rose's parents were delighted that their daughter were engaged to such a nice young man. A hotel near the church was built for the wedding reception, and the young couple planned to spend there. So number 5 is honeymoon in Hawaii on the day of the. So number 6 is wedding. All guests arrived at the church. The was waiting there. So number 7 is bridegroom was waiting there. Bridegroom. Honeymoon's here. Oh. And waiting there was his elder brother, who was his best man. Why was Rose so late? He was worried and nearly thought that she had changed her mind. But so number 9 is bride. Was also waiting at her house with her bridesmaid. For the wedding cards to arrive, actually, her father had booked them for the wrong time. Fortunately, they managed to get to the church in a ceremony took place.
Now, let's move to the third part of looking back today, grammar, and the first activity of grammar is get feeling.
Grammar. 1. Fill in the gaps with the correct form of the adjective is practice, and any other words if necessary.
Now first one is life much harder and easier because the adjective is ending with wife, easy, but with wife is the short adjective, so you add er. 2. Life is more dangerous. 3. Phở is famous dish in Vietnam, so the most famous. 4. Cities are a lot polluted than they were in the past, so more polluted. And 5. It was delicious food I have ever eaten, so the most delicious. Now press on submit button to track your answers, and if you have something wrong, you can press on try again to do the exercise.
And let's move to activity 2, correction.
Correct the sentences, adding articles where necessary.
Now we are having a great time in Hanoi. So we have we are having a great time in Hanoi. Number 2, let's go to Nha Trang for weeks next summer. So let's go to Nha Trang for a week. Yeah, let's go to Nha Trang for a week. Next summer. Yeah. Number 3, where's money I gave you first of this month? So where's the money I gave you on the first of this month? So the money and on the first. Number 4, for my birthday I got a book, a DVD, and the latest CD by my favorite band. And 5, on the radio I heard a song or the song that I really like. Continue doing the exercise.
Now we come to the second project. Now in the project, the writer would like you, as part of an education exchange program, a group of foreign students will visit your school for 2 months. Your groups will have to prepare a presentation for them in which you will describe some aspect of Vietnamese culture and some do's and don'ts to have them avoid embarrassment during their stay in Vietnam. And now I would like to introduce you. First one. Now in first one is Ao Dai. See, Ao Dai is thought to be influenced by the imperial Chinese cap of the Qing dynasty known as Trumsam, and it is the fitted full-length dress worn over black or white loose-fitting trousers. And Áo Ba Ba is that literally means the shirt of Madame Ba. Make people mistake Áo Ba Ba include a single short shirt with long sleeves and button from the neck down to the belly. Now Ba Ba is always wear with long silk trousers. The colors of this sets depend on the combination and the desire of the wearer. And as you can see, the third one is food. And in food, we have a Vietnamese use rice. Rice is the main grain for the Vietnamese people. And rice is often seen wrapped around meat, vegetable, and noodle, and then fried to make Vietnamese add roast and rice eaten at almost every meal. And costume, Vietnamese use chopstick. So another interesting feature is when eating food in our country, you have to use chopstick. Using chopstick is an art, skillful, not trapping to drop food. Vietnamese chopstick still present at every family meals. And the second custom in Vietnam is the cup of the fish sauce. In Vietnamese meals, is always placed in the middle of the tray of rice to symbolize through thick and thin. Some people believe that any dish of China or France with the presence of fish sauce in it has become Vietnamese dish. And the second is things you can do in Vietnam. Give lucky money on Lunar New Year's. It replaces the greeting, the blessings of health and the heart of the New Year of peace and happiness. And wear formal clothes in the church. When going to the temple, because of Buddhist concept in the sacred place of worship, the simplicity of respect are always put on top. An elegant color suit will be the ideal choice. And continue, permit people when you want to take a photo. Vietnam has a great influence on Confucianism. It is very important to be polite, and when you want to take photo without permission for them is disrespect. They really do not like this. And things you can do in Vietnam is that discover the historical of Vietnam. Yeah? Vietnam is a country with a long history, many national heroes, and when visiting the historical site, you will be understanding more about our country, about our ancestor nation building and nation building. You will learn many good things about ancient experiences. Not only that, the magnificent and beautiful Vietnamese historical site no less like other countries. And come across the road carefully. Roads in Vietnam are very crowded and traffic laws are different from other countries. Therefore, tourists pay attention when crossing the road. Should not do other things can simply impress your audience and add a unique zine and appeal to your presentation. And things you can do in Vietnam: sweep the floor on Lunar New Year's, brush hair on the car, and become the first people show up at their home on Lunar New Year. And things you can do in Vietnam: pick up money with phones on the road, especially on the month of the soul, and direct gift money to minorities. And as you can see, the Vietnamese cultural society managed to reach a level of development that was higher than the ones others were experiencing at that period within the region. Its characteristic led to the development most of the Southeast Asian culture, as we know, due to the common southern Mongolic root they share in addition to the rice culture. So, that is the end of looking back and projects. At home, learn by heart own words and review own information of looking back and projects. And don't forget to prepare the next lesson, Unit 8. Don't forget to access IseeBooks to do the exercise. Practice every day. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye.